Hi guys. So today is the day when you lovely people get involved. Just like Paddy McGuinness says on Take Me Out, you know you watch it. The power is in your hands. I'm going to post a template letter in the comments box below this video because I don't know about the YouTube jiggery pokery yet, along with a list of MPs that you could potentially write to. I'll also put the address for They Work For You, which is the website which lists all the MPs in Parliament. You just put your postcode in and it will tell you your MP and give you all their details. I think it's nice to send a post in the snail mail because you can't delete a letter. You have to open it. It doesn't go in your spam folder. But an email is just as good. Just get it sent, okay? This letter is talking about Amendment 7 of the EU withdrawal bill, which is what we're going to talk about in a minute. But first, I just want to say that we can still stop Brexit. The right-wing press, the Sun, the Express, the Daily Pile are all sensing that the tide is turning against them and they are going into a feeding frenzy of hatred and bile. The article, the man who wrote Article 50, Lord Kerr, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, gave a speech a couple of weeks ago to say that we can reverse Article 50 at any time. This can be stopped. Don't listen to the papers. They're scared because we are all waking up from this Matrix nightmare simulation, okay? Good. Now, the EU withdrawal bill is the bill which on Brexit Day is going to transpose all EU law directly into British law. Fine, you might say, except they've snuck in a few lovely surprises in there too. Namely, I mean, there's so many problems with this bill, it's a mess, it's not fit for purpose, but I don't have time to talk about all the problems that are in this bill, otherwise this video would be half an hour long and no one would watch it. But one of the most important things are these so-called Henry VIII powers. Henry VIII didn't really have a lot of time for Parliament. You know, he had wives to behead, he had heirs to beget, the church in Rome to break with. He just went over Parliament's head the whole time. And this is basically what these powers envisage. They envisage, and I quote, Brexit-related statutory configurations being done by regulation, most of which will be subject to the negative procedure of affirmation. What does that mean? Jargon, total jargon. Well, what that means in English is that once this bill goes through, ministers will have the power to change laws without going to Parliament, without proper parliamentary scrutiny. How can that be a good thing? Some of the areas covered by these Henry VIII powers are going to be workers' protections, trading standards, and environmental safeguards. Some people might say these are unimportant. I personally think workers have far too many protections, you know? I long for the days of unprotected workers. And as for environmental safeguards, like, Gaia's a cunt. Let's poison her some more. Frack it up, guys! Really? Eye roll. Ugh. Okay, so Amendment 7 of this withdrawal bill says it gives Parliament the final say on the exit deal by an act of Parliament, right? So if Theresa May comes to Parliament with her platter full of dog shit and says, this is what I got, guys, Parliament can say, no, sorry, we're not having that. This is a shit deal for the people. Go away and do something about it. Or if she comes with this amazing deal, which we're going to get, they can say, brilliant, let's do it, let's leave. So I feel like this is, my notes, I feel like this is something Brexiters and Remainers can both get on board with, this amendment, because if you voted leave for the reasons of wanting Parliament to once again be sovereign and to repatriate powers that we've lost over the years to Brussels, then how can you be against an amendment that does just that? It gives Parliament, it makes Parliament sovereign. This referendum was advisory and non-binding, and Parliament should have the final say. In the same way, if like me, you voted Remain, and I believe that Parliament should be sovereign, it's the same deal. Also, in this instance, I'm sorry, Parliament knows better than the majority of the British people. It has to be said. That's basically it. So well, it's actually not my template letter. It was written by a good friend of mine who is out there campaigning every weekend in the cold, leafleting. She's doing her bit, so can you. There are some other amendments mentioned in there. It's very self-explanatory. Have a look. If you, for whatever reason, don't agree with these amendments, you can just delete those sections. But it's to do with citizens' rights, keeping us in the single market, all stuff that is good for country. It's good for Britain. Okay, that's that. So I just want to do like a kind of like a Jerry Springer's final thought moment now, but without chair throwing and hair pulling, although that could also be quite entertaining. I kind of got into it on Facebook earlier with a really, really dear friend of mine who I love dearly, and it just really upset me because I feel like sometimes it may come across like I'm really angry with everyone and I hate the UK and you're all a bunch of idiots. I'm not doing this for that. I'm doing it because I love where I'm from. I love Britain. I love the people there. I love my friends and family with all my heart. And I just know this to be the wrong thing for Britain. And I think it's really sad that the well has been so poisoned by these kind of like vitriolic, horrible, ranty newspapers that stir up so much hatred, that anybody who sticks their head over the parapet, like Gina Miller, and says, hi guys, actually, maybe want to think a minute about this, is like shot down as a Ramona, as a saboteur, as a traitor. It's bollocks. I'm a patriot. I love my country and I want the best for it. I'm okay. I live in Germany. I'm going to be all right. I can get citizenship. I don't have to come back to the UK. I'm doing this for you lovely lot. Okay? So organize, shout, send the letter, have that difficult conversation with your annoying relative that you hate. Maybe you'll get into a massive fight and you won't have to see them at Christmas. Win-win. You can sit on the sofa, watch Netflix, booze, and eat turkey. Nothing better. Okay, so the vote's on December the 13th. Send the letter. Tweet me at Away the Gay Pray. Still getting used to it being the other way around. Subscribe, write comments, shout at me. I don't care. Let's just have a conversation. All right, bye.